Unhinged things that happen at parties.
It's time to party!
So Kelly Hippo says, not really on par with worse things like I've read in the comments thus far, but it was still the pretty funniest thing in retrospect. Our group arrived in Vegas for some pre-scheduled debauchery and drinking at a spicy club. The groom's best man decided to get a dance in the champagne room.
It's called champagne room? Do they give you champagne?
Or do you get champagned?
What does that mean?
You know when you shake the champagne? And what happens after you shake the champagne?
Ew.
And you pop it open.
Ew.
What do you got?
You never done that before?
Not a spicy club.
No, but like I did it for my like college graduation pictures.
You can't do that.
I have
Oh, with a bottle of champagne.
with a bottle of champagne.
See, we had progressed into worse territory.
What?
He comes back and we head out to gamble and drink for some more before retiring to the next hotel room. Next morning, while recovering from our collective hangovers, the best man's right eye was red and puffy like a souffle. He told us the spicy dancer used his face as a washboard during his time with her.
Ew. He got pink eye.
And
Ew.
who else recently got pink eye?
It's true.
The doctor told him he'd gotten crabs on his eyebrows somehow, and they made their way down to his eye.
That's disgusting.
No!
That's disgusting.
Oh!
That's terrible. And just to defend Christian real quick, he actually just has a sty, not pink eye.
That's
Totally different. And this isn't even pink eye. This is crabs.
This is a new fear unlocked.
Where does this in your top 15?
Pretty easy way not to get this.
This with.
Yeah, it's a little crab. It's a hermit crab. Just goes into your eye.
Oh, now I want to know what these look like, but I don't want to look it up.
Yeah, it looks bad.
Needless to say, he didn't play the part as the best man. We still haven't allowed him to live that down. I can't
Did you
look.
look
I
up
can't look.
crabs in your eye?
No, I looked up crabs disease up close.
Oh gosh.
Now it's in my search history. Thanks, Carly.
They kind of do look like crabs. They look like head lice.
Everyone, please raise your hand if you got crabs before.
Wait, crabs are like I thought it was just like an inflammation of the skin. Is it like an actual?
No, it's like a parasite
It's a
thing.
parasite?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was a parasite. I thought it was just like a skin inflammation or like a
I do have more education than you.
no. Trigger warning. Trigger warning for disgusting.
Young Texas couple says our CEO had Super Bowl party at his new giant house for all the employees. There was probably like 40 to 30 people there. As the night goes on, everyone gets pretty wasted. And he's the type of guy who loves to party and is handing out shots all night, left and right. Then one of the new guys we just hired can't hold it in anymore and pukes on the back patio.
Gross.
Crowd freaks out, and the CEO walks up and tells him if he will eat it off the ground, he'll pay him $100.
Ew. Who is the CEO? Fire him. Fire him. What is this?
Puking guy looks at his wife with a disappointing look and then turns and says, I'll do it for 1,000. CEO busts out 1,000 cash. I guess he just walks around with it.
No, I can't hear it.
A spoon appears out of nowhere, and he proceeds to eat it off the ground.
Uh,
Crowd freaks out. CEO tells him he would have paid him $10,000. The worst part is Monday morning, the CEO fired him, saying, we can't work with people that would do something like that. What the F?
Actually, you should take him to court for that. I would actually take him to court for that because that's wrongful termination. I didn't listen to any of that because that was disgusting.
He said he would have done it for $10,000.
Oh, he didn't do it.
The CEO said I would have paid you $10,000, but the guy
Oh.
settled for $1,000.
You absolutely could sue him for wrongful termination if he told you, and you have witnesses saying, yeah, he told him to do it for $1,000. Yeah, no, wrongful termination for sure. It's disgusting. Trigger warning for disgusting.
Deleted says, we were throwing a house party for one of our roommates that was turning 21. Said birthday boy was wasted fairly early in the night and was placed in the bathtub with the curtain drawn. Their logic was that he could sleep, and if he threw up, he'd be in the tub. A couple hours later, this girl shows up. She was a friend of a friend, 18, maybe 5 foot tall, super white girl who just got off her shift at Twin Peaks. Feel like we have everything we need to know about this lady. As the mostly sober host, I welcomed her and went outside to have a cig. Maybe 15 minutes later, I returned inside to find the tiny white girl in the floor puking into a trash can. Well, that escalated quickly, but not shocking considering her size. The start of the weirdness was that she was conversing with my friend Daniel in fluent Spanish. Oh, okay, she speaks Spanish. A little surprising, but whatever.
Wow, a white person can speak Spanish?
Well, I mean, from what I got, I wouldn't guess she knew any other language.
Y'all do know where Spanish came from, right? I actually had a really funny experience over the weekend. I'll tell it after.
So between he's, Daniel and I helped her come to the bathroom to pray to the porcelain god. She wants to shut the bathroom door. I say sure, but try not to lock the door so we can get in there if she passes out to make sure she doesn't, pass away. Of course, as soon as she goes in, she locks the door. What we had forgotten was that the birthday boy was asleep in the tub. He was awoken by what he described as the worst smelling crap he had ever smelled in his life. Not wanting to let this random girl know he was hiding in the bathtub, he did his best thing and kept quiet through the gagging.
This is terrible. I feel so bad for this young girl.
Okay, we do have to read this next part. It is hilarious.
I feel so bad for this young girl.
Tiny girl had rapid poops. So rank that she decided that she was too embarrassed to face the party. Her solution? Climb out the tiny bathroom window.
She could get stuck in this bathroom.
When we got the door unlocked and went in, we found her halfway out the window.
Ew.
Her poopy covered undies and birthday boy pale and sweating in the bathtub after his unwanted birthday surprise. She slept on her side in the couch with a female friend to watch over her.
Aww.
The next morning she claimed not to remember a thing and swears she doesn't know a word of Spanish.
What? This is so bad. Also, why would you open the door?
They heard the struggle of her climbing out the window.
Oh man, that is terrible.
That was rough, everyone.
I would pass away if I were her.
Anyways, let's keep going.
Well, I have a funny story from this weekend.
Yes.
So my boyfriend speaks Spanish. He says like mostly fluently, but he's pretty fluent. Over the weekend, we were in the poppy. We were visiting the poppy reserve, and we were talking. We were just like walking around the flowers and stuff, and we saw this couple that were speaking Spanish and like trying to take a photo of themselves. So my boyfriend goes up and he's like, oh, and like in Spanish asks them if they want a photo, and the woman's like, oh, soy italiana. He's like, no, like in Spanish. He's like, no, I just have a bad accent. It was really funny, and she was like, oh, and he was like, yeah, no, and then she also spoke English too. So
that's fun.
It was really funny though.
He thought he was Italian?
Yeah, because his accent wasn't as good.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, it was very funny.
All right. So this person posted, am I the a-hole for telling my boss I wasn't invited to the office party?
Oh, that's sad. Well, I have an invite for them.
Yeah?
OP, you're invited to our live show on May 23rd at the Stray Theater.
Wait, what? That's fantastic. Where can I get the tickets?
Well, all you have to do is go to okop.show and get your tickets for $20. And this show is happening May 23rd at 7 p.m. And this is way better than an office party. So come on.
Yeah, just 100%. Come and join us. Mr. Pizza says, had an outside party at an old house of mine where a rando passed out on his side in the middle of the driveway. The 8 or so friends he'd come with all let him sleep, and the party continued around him. Eventually, someone yells my name and points at the passed out fella who managed to get his wiener out and started peeing while on his side.
Okay.
At this point, everyone outside was stopped what they're doing to gasp at the turn of events. After a while, he begins to slowly lean backwards, and the arc of his pee gradually goes higher and higher into the air.
Impressive. How long has he been peeing?
He finally makes it all the way into his back, and the angle of his wiener is just right so that the remaining pee hits him between his eyes.
Ew.
I don't know if we can read these, man.
This is too gross. Who found these stories? They're gross.
Half the party was disgusted and unimpressed.
He's just peeing into his face. That's disgusting. I don't like that at all.
Riley's gonna try this later.
I hope not. That sounds disgusting.
But the rest had plenty to bond over for the rest of the night.
Yeah, you've got a story forever. You have a story to tell forever in any situation. A terrible, terrible, horrible story. What are people doing at parties, man?
Something did happen at a party recently, and I would love for you guys to help me figure out what happened. I had a party at my place, and there was a couple there, and every 10 to 15 minutes, they would go to the bathroom together.
Oh my God.
What was it? Really?
In your bathroom?
That's what people told me.
That's actually so messed up.
Want to know something else about this person? He's a really good friend of mine now.
It's the people that I'm thinking of, which is what I'm remembering as
The
the
tall
only
ones?
couple that went to the bathroom together. That I think is what people implied to me when I was like, they go into the bathroom together.
Insane?
He's a really nice guy. He's like one of my favorite people. Cowbot God, you like these stories? These are
Sick.
grabbing. Okay.
Sick.
Untold Mistress says, Halloween night. After a drunken truth or dare, I walked in on my significant other's brother and cousin going to town on each other.
Whose cousin? Whose cousin was it?
I don't know. I just need to know if this was in Alabama or not. Did we know if it was right or not? Edit. Neither of them were involved in the drinking. Oh, so they were both sober. Great.
Ha!
Sophia, do you think I'd be a good dealer?
I mean, you do it in a game and you were pretty good at there.
Like in real life.
I don't know.
Carly?
I don't know.
I just love connecting with people.
Think you would try to connect with them too much and they'd get worried that you were a cop trying to get information on them.
So I'd ask too many questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you'd be like, what's your name, man? They'd be like, I'm not telling you that.
What you want to know?
Where'd you come from? I live on this street. What street do you live on?
Oh, now you've just told them your address. Rookie mistake.
Disaster says some chick was having a house party while her parents were out of town, and she was in her teens. Invited like half of the school. She was a typical stuck-up witch that didn't really have real friends, just a bunch of fake ones. Anyway, this one guy is having a good time being reasonable, and she doesn't like him, so she has a bunch of people just start to treat him like crap. He then gets told to leave, and he's like, I gotta use the bathroom first. And there is currently all the bathrooms occupied, so he tells them to leave, and he can't use the washroom. The dude said, oh, there's a urinal here, and proceeds to do the 1-2. What does this even mean? Proceeds to 1-2?
Punch a hole.
The old
The
one.
dude
too.
said, oh, there's a urinal right here, and proceeds to punch a hole in the wall and pees in it. Dude, these pee stories are hilarious.
Oh my God. I'd call the cops on that guy for damaging property.
That's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
I am a vibration says, back when I was pretty young, like 14, me and a group of friends went to this party at a house of some guy a few years older than us.
I'm already concerned.
Of course, it was his parents' house, but the house party was held in this huge, undeveloped basement. It was just a big old space with no walls. Anyway, we felt equally cool and out of place for being around all these older kids. So we were just laying low, drinking our cheap liquor.
14?
It was the kind of party where you could tell not a lot of people knew each other, and there were groups from every imaginable clique at the same time, i.e. grunge kids, hip-hoppers. It was the 90s.
Huh.
At some point, the lights turn off. We hear some breaking glass, and the lights come right back on to reveal some girl screaming who had just been smashed with a bottle.
Oh my God.
Do you understand how hard you have to be hit with a bottle for it to smash?
It gotta hurt.
Before you know it, lights go off again, more smashing, and another bottle was been thrown.
Oh my God.
This happened like 6 or 7 times in a row, and it didn't take long before the 50 or 60 kids in this basement are stampeding in horror. Every time the lights go off, a new person has blood running down their face.
God.
And more kids are running around in blood-soaking socks as their feet get
This is
cut
a
up with
horror movie.
getting smeared to the ground. The reason it took everyone so long to figure out what was happening, it was that no one was standing near the light switch at the bottom of the stairs. Eventually, after enough bottles had been thrown, someone finally found out what was going on. Some goth kids had set up themselves a small furnace hot water heater room that was built in the far corner of the basement. This room also contained the electrical breaker, so it figured out which breaker controlled the lights, and for whatever reason, they decided to F some people up for a laugh. They would lights and then pop out and whip a bottle into the crowd and duck back in. So it wasn't apparent to everyone else who was throwing bottles. As they were leaving, there was all kinds of yelling and screaming in that room as a bunch of guys confronted them and probably beat the crap out of them.
Honestly, yeah, they deserve that. They're throwing glass at people's heads. Unfortunately, they're all underage drinking, so they're probably not going to tell on them.
Us 14-year-olds felt like we had entered a whole new world outside of the one we had known up to that point in our lives.
It really was the 90s, because what do you mean like your parents just dropped you off at 14 on a random house?
Kind of what my mom did.
Just dropped you off at 14 at a random house?
No, not with me, with her. Like, that's where her life
I
was.
was like, what?
I didn't really do much growing up.
Yeah, nor did I. I didn't go to parties.
Did you have sleepovers?
Mhm.
Kay exactly says, when I left a wedding reception to go to another event, I asked my friends to watch out for my younger brother. My friends were wasted, and they all dared my brother to go knock on some limo's window that drove by. He did. He then ran away. And a bunch of girls opened the door and told him to come back. So we did. Then the limo drove off with my brother in it.
What?
It was a bachelorette party. My friends freaked out because they were supposed to watch my brother, and he just jumped in some random stranger's car that drove away. The girls in the car got my brother to eat a lifesaver off the bachelor's front airbag.
How old is this guy?
Then they showed him a picture of the huge guy she was marrying next week. He was scared for a week that some guy was going to find him and beat him up.
Arrest them. Oh my God.
This definitely happened in Nashville. Deleted says, went to a party with a few buddies. One of my friends has a tendency to think he's a huge heavyweight. He's not even a little bit. Around 12:30, a.m., he gets completely crap-hosed, and while at this house party we were at, he starts freaking out. You ask why? Because he forgot to mow the lawn after his dad told him to.
Dang, what was he on? That's not just a I've been drinking thought. I don't know what that is. He's thinking about something that happened like 5 years ago too.
Try to calm him down, and he disappears. About 5 minutes later, we hear a bunch of racket coming from the backyard. We go outside to investigate, and my friend, wasted off his butt, is starting a lawnmower and is trying to mow the lawn at some random person's house at 1 o'clock in the morning.
There was certainly a mixture of things bringing him to that point, I would say.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I've had friends do some crazy stuff. That, I think, would make me start to go, intervention time? Is it time to intervene? 1 a.m. drunken lawn mowing at the stranger's house?
Because there's definitely layers on that if you're worrying about what your dad told you to do earlier that day.
Yeah.
And that's affecting you while you're, impaired.
Just if you're because it's like, I'm also imagining, like, I don't think we got ages, but like, I'm imagining that guy's like 29. And it's like, your dad didn't ask you to mow the lawn. You haven't lived at home.
I thought he was in college.
It just, in my head, it's like, that wasn't even a thing. But in his head, he's like, oh, my dad asked me to mow the lawn and I never did it. I gotta make up for that right now.
Can't disappoint him.
This is for you, Dad.
Yeah, this one is a better story, much less horrifying. The other dude, punched a hole in the wall and peed in it because there were no open bathrooms.
Is that, in a way, the spirit of entrepreneurship?
Poo-poo girl tried to climb out the window after and got stuck.
Oh, there's...
While birthday boy was hiding in the tub because she didn't know he was in there and he got stuck in that.
Not a lot of great places to get stuck in a window and you poop your pants.
It was rough.
That's really got to be one of the
So
worst.
here's the next one. The Great Pasta War says, this probably isn't what you were looking for, but man, I went to this birthday party in 3rd grade. The kids' parents organized these games that we would all play. I don't know where this is going, but this is cracking me up. We all had some sort of stations like soccer, basketball, football, toss a football through a tire, etc. Okay, this is all innocent.
Yes, these are all innocent children's games.
Before we started, they said that the birthday boy needed to change into his costume. Okay.
Okay, well,
It's like a Batman costume.
I can't imagine where this is going, really.
Well, while the kid went inside with his dad, the mom told us that the rest of us need to make sure we let him win all the games since it was his birthday. I would say that if it was like his last birthday, maybe.
We want to let him go out on top.
Come on. We're building, we got to build character. We can't just let him win all of them.
I think the best gift you could give him is teaching him where he's really at right now.
On the percentile chart, yeah.
Yeah. Where are you? Are you a winner or not?
Okay, lady, we're going to let that happen. I mean, we tried at first, but we were competitive little kids. We tried to let him score most points, whatever. But then came the football toss. We all got 10 throws each. Whoever gets the most through wins. Since he was the birthday boy, he got to choose when he gets to throw, and he chose last. Well, okay, we start throwing the ball through the tire. And at this point, we weren't thinking we had to let him win since it wasn't everyone going at once.
Yeah. We have footballs in our hands now. The game is on.
So some guy ended up throwing it 9 times out of 10 through the tire. Peyton Manning here.
Wait, Manning over here.
Then the birthday boy goes. He misses his first 2, so he was mathematically eliminated. I guess he didn't realize this, but his parents told him that those were just warm-up.
Oh, this is such a beautiful picture of how to fail as a parent in the positive way versus you're basically this is the same thing as telling your kid you're just a failure, you never succeeded at anything by artificially manufacturing their success.
It's the pendulum.
Yeah.
The edges are bad parenting and
right.
This is on the good side.
Just telling them they'll never win and making sure they always win. Those are both the same bad.
That is not how my mom parented me. In 8th grade, I had a bad basketball game. She told me just to give up.
Dang! But hey, you didn't.
I did it.
Who's still playing basketball to this day?
Whose team finally won one last night?
You won?
Did. We finally did. Dude, I told them if we lost, we were never playing again.
Dude, and they motivated them.
That's what
you were like that coach. Who was that coach?
We had one guy come there, and I swear he shot 6 or 7 threes straight in a row.
Dang.
It was crazy.
Splash Brothers.
It was wild.
You went full Greg Popovich mode.
He was awesome. He was 42, and his name was John. Amazing guy.
Oh.
He finally makes one, so they restart the counter. But the guy can't throw well. We tell him at this point, he can move up. But at this point, we were counting for him like the future auditors, and the final tally was 4 out of 10. He knew he didn't win. He pouted. He screamed at the kid who won. But really, all of us beat his score. So why did he choose to yell at Peyton Manning? I don't know. He kicked him and then ran into the house. And his parents called Peyton Manning's parents. and told him to pick him up even though the party was still scheduled to go on for 1 more hour.
Tremble at the thought of where is that kid now?
Oh, gosh.
Where is this kid now? This kid probably grew up to be like a retail employee's worst nightmare.
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
Oh, sorry, sir. Your coupon is expired. What did you just say to me?
Wendy's worker's worst nightmare.
I want to talk to Dave. Bring Dave out. I'm talking to Dave Roberts now.
Let's see Paul Allen's card.
Let me see Dave Roberts' burger.
So Whoopston says the best man got piss wasted at breakfast and ate an entire banana without peeling it.
I'm sorry. That's a requirement for eating a banana. So how did you...
You can do that with a lemon. You don't have to peel a lemon and eat it.
I don't even think you should eat a lemon.
You can do that. I've done it.
What? I mean...
Prove a point.
Fair enough.
I've questioned
Wait,
it.
wait. You ate the entire lemon?
Yeah,
Just hunks? Chunks?
like an apple.
We got to do that on stream. We got to do that on stream. You eat a lemon and I eat a lemon
Yeah,
and see who houses it better.
there's a strategy. You eat the.
No, wait. Don't tell me. You got to save it for yourself.
Even the seeds?
Yeah, you just spit them out.
Oh, so not the seeds.
And I've questioned if there is a God ever since.
I mean, like, did he notice? You have to notice at some point.
He was wasted, bro.
Very soon after you start eating the banana, you have to realize this doesn't
And they don't.
feel right.
And banana peels don't even taste good.
They can't. I feel like that's like the case of like most fruit skins or peels. Like they are not supposed to be good.
Lord Wilberforce says this was one of the most effed up things I've seen at a party. Should we read this?
Yeah, we should.
I was at an 18th-year-old's birthday party many years ago, and it came time of the night when speeches were to be given. Everyone gathered around on the patio, area to listen to the parents talk about how proud they are of their little girl. While it was happening, I was standing at the back of the crowd trying to control one of my friends who had just polished off a bottle of vodka. Not a bad effort for a small 16-year-old kid. When it came clear that he was going to be very sick, I tried to get him to come with me away from the crowd into the back of the garden so his violent sounds of his regurgitation didn't distract from the heartfelt speeches that were being given only meters away. Despite my best efforts, my friend was not to be reasoned with and unexpectedly bolted through the crowd onto the small clearing on the patio in front of the speakers. At this point, the speech stopped. All the attention was on my friend who was standing in the middle of the party, and all the attention was focused on him. There was a momentary pause as he stopped and surveyed his surroundings before we proceeded to projectile vomit all over the patio in front of the birthday girl and her parents. I, to this day, I've never seen so much puke come out of one person.
Oh.
It continued for several spurts
Oh.
before my friend then slipped over and was lying in his own disgustment, which now covered the entire patio.
He's covered in his own grease.
He painted it.
Oh.
He then began to roll around and started laughing, clearly oblivious to what he was doing and his surroundings. At this stage, the birthday girl was crying and the parents were more than irate as this drunken child had just ruined their daughter's birthday.
I mean, honestly, ruined is a stretch. We're talking about it to this day. So it becomes pretty legendary. And I could have told you, buddy, you can't really wrangle a 16-year-old who just drank a bottle of vodka.
That is tough. With the crowd now cheering my idiot friend's antics, parents are now set about trying to remove him from this pool of vomit and return normally to the proceedings. I will add that both parents are morbidly obese. The point that breathing was likely a chore for both of them.
Was that breathing or bathing? You know what? It's probably both.
Breathing.
That just adds another layer of we'll call it a lasagna. It just adds another layer to the comedy lasagna going on here. They're too big to do anything about it.
Riley read ahead too. It's gonna get so bad.
In their attempt to grab my slippery friend, both parents slipped over the grease. As I said, there was a ridiculous amount of it, and they were not able to regain their footing.
No, they were like turtles on the ground.
The act of getting up off the ground, which I imagine was a struggle already for these people, now proved impossible in the slippery predicament they were in. They proceeded to wriggle around and squirm for what seemed like several minutes trying to stand up, while all my friend was laughing and rubbing his grease on them.
Man, honestly,
Why did no one stop this?
I know that guy's 16, but if I'm one of those parents, if I'm one of the turtle parents and that kid starts rubbing his grease on me, he is catching an elbow. He is catching an elbow so fast. Multiples.
The crowd at this point was out of control, cheering this complete absurd behavior, all while the birthday girl is crying in the corner.
And I will say now, I think her birthday is ruined now at this point.
After a few minutes passed, my friend realized his luck would soon be up and got up and started sprinting out of the party, leaving two very upset and embarrassed parents lying and squirming all in a giant puddle of his own mess.
Why did no one help them up?
That's what I'm saying!
For minutes, no one helped.
Indictment on the brutality of the teenagers. They took their phones out.
Dude,
I do feel really bad for those parents.
if I was at that party, I would just get a hose and start hosing everything down.
I think at that point, yeah, I might, instead of helping them up, maybe no one could.
Well, this is what you would do. You'd hose them down,
Yeah,
get
you-
them close to a step, have them prop up on the step, and then help them get up. But I'm hosing them down
You
first.
just
I'm not
need
touching
to
them.
get the slippery substances off of them first.
Sally, get the hose.
Oh,
The
God.
18-year-old is Sally in this story now. Sally, get the hose.
Romatonic says, I was in a fraternity in my undergrad. Our fraternity house was in a row of frat houses, so we were always the party central. Anyway, it was a Saturday night, and the party was in full swing. Our house was full of people, and adult soda pong games were going strong on both of the pool tables in our house's basement. As our main room was dry, that's where the nice leather couches that we didn't want to F up are. Everyone's in the basement. Now, there's this one guy in our fraternity who should have been in lacrosse or maybe a gladiator. This guy was 6.5 feet tall and jacked.
Let's do, why lacrosse? Basketball, football, what are we talking about?
Yeah, football or basketball. Holy heck, he was our unofficial bouncer and had no qualms walking up to people who weren't following the rules or pestering the ladies and straight up slugging them in the face.
Ugh.
Let's call him Matt because that was his name.
Yeah, so that's actually also, I was immediately thinking that when you described him, I'm like, is this a guy who just likes to fight people? And it is. That's not what you do as a bouncer. You just remove those people before they hit someone in their face.
So it's a Saturday night and we're downstairs playing ping pong, watching pong, hitting on the ladies as they watch people playing pong, when suddenly we hear this deep bass voice rolling out above the music. Oos, 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 oos.
That was supposed to be like, pss, 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 pss.
I think that's puss, 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 puss.
They're calling the cat.
Puss, 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 puss. We all turn around and somehow there's a cat
Aw.
in our basement.
He said puss, 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 puss.
They're saying they're just calling a cat, guys.
To this day, we don't know how it even got into the house, much less into our basement. This was late November in the Midwest, and so everything was barricaded against the cold. But now there is a dang cat running around, totally freaked out because of all the people. Well, Matt steps up and bellows. Bellows?
Bellows.
What is that?
Deep yo.
All the other noise and conversation. Shut the F up! We all do, and watch in shocked silence as he bends down, makes a little kissy noise towards a kitty, and then scoops it up in his arm. The cat is totally placid in this giant muscle bro's arms, purring and gazing around as Matt strokes its head and murmurs, puss, puss, down to it. The rest of the night, this cat was under Matt's personal guard, and it never left his hands. And he defended it bravely. Guys try to get it and drink adult soda, crush the red cup, and toss it away. Girls come over to pet it and make cooing noises. He'd tell them to F off and would wander away, happily rocking the cat back and forth in his arms.
Honestly, I'm surprised the cat is so chill.
Yeah, right?
The cat is just accepted like, this is my protector.
Dude, why would you tell the girls to go away? I don't know. That'd be like a
That
chick
is
magnet.
true. I just can't get over the image of him going, everybody stop! And then everyone goes completely silent. And he just goes,
Scoops him right up.
and then he scoops him up and he goes, continue!
So we found out a couple of days later that the cat belonged to an a-hole at the other end of the fraternity row who didn't understand that this pet shouldn't be put outside in below 0 temperatures. Sadly, we had people who were allergic to cats in the house. We couldn't keep it.
That's actually false. Just like other things.
What? I am allergic to
If
cats.
you just don't believe, stop believing you are.
Once they scratch me, I get rashes. Well, I will never forget the night that Matt found a cat. Also, remember those nice leather couches in our main room? We had to grow crap on them,
Oh,
but that's another different story. Okay, well,
yeah, we could have left that story out, actually.
yeah, that's called, what do you call that? Cutting the fat?
Yeah, trim the fat. You gave us a little TMI there. Flatty the Puss.
Harry.
Back in high school, we went to a junior house party as seniors. There was a junior football player who was hitting on one of the senior football player's girlfriends while he was out back at the pool.
Uh-oh.
When the senior kid came back, his girlfriend told him what happened. Everyone overheard and started yelling, "Fight! Fight! Fight!"
At this point, I start getting naked.
That
No one's going to
is-
fight you if you're naked.
That's the Viking berserker method of intimidation. I mean, they did it because they all had random weird mushroom stew, but it was effective nonetheless. The junior kid heard all the commotion and came running over to see what happened, and all the people at the party pushed him into the center of the group and made a classic fight circle around him. He started crying instantly when he saw the senior boy and his girlfriend walk up and got on his knees and started kissing the senior kid's feet. No, he didn't.
Stop.
No, he didn't.
That's so messed up.
No, he
bro.
didn't. I'll take a concussion before I let myself be dishonored like that. Because guess what? Why was your girlfriend talking to me? Two sides of the same coin.
Sounds like a mean girls thing.
She goes, "Oh, this guy came up to me and was flirting with me." Why didn't you just walk away?
Ooh, trust issues.
Everyone stopped yelling fight, and the entire house went silent as everyone was confused. What the heck just took place? He couldn't tell you what went through the senior kid's head, but he started laughing and walked away, and everyone had a look on their face. And then went back to the party like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, back to our party we are. That was a perfect story.
Officially bred. Yeah, right. That's exactly what unofficial bread would want me to think.
Yeah, were you there when it was sliced?
They say, we had a bunch of friends over at our house last night for the New Year's celebration. It was starting to wind down, and a group of them were having trouble finding a cab home, so one of them passes out on the couch because the wait had been over 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Finally, when a cab is hailed, another friend rushes inside to wake up the girl to get her. My girlfriend and I are saying goodbye to everyone at the door. She groggily stumbles over and begins to say goodbye to my girlfriend. "So nice to see you guys. I had a great time. You guys should come over more. Don't worry about the coat. We can meet up tomorrow and figure it all out." "Yeah, no problem. We had a great time too. We'll talk tomorrow." She stands there in a blanket. "Yeah, hope you guys come again. Again, we'll figure out the coats tomorrow. I'm going back to bed right now."
The coat.
I start to realize we live here. You're the one leaving. Oh. She starts to put on some shoes at the door from the pile. "I don't think those are your shoes. Do you remember what shoes you wore here?" She looks down and stood trying to fit into small shoes. She then moves to a red cup on the floor and sticks her foot in it. At this point, I'm just laughing. "I don't think you wore that either."
Oh, no.
She goes, "Oh, this is embarrassing." I think she walked away with our blanket too.
We'll figure out the blanket tomorrow.
She walked it. Did you not help her get home or anything?
It was probably one of those people you're acquaintances with. You just mildly like or tolerate. You're very neutral with this person.
Yeah.
You probably mildly dislike them, want them to figure it out on their own. I know a few people I would do this to.
I feel like there becomes a level of responsibility though when someone's putting on a cup as a shoe. It's like, well, there's no one else here and I'm the only thing standing between this person and oblivion.
It would be problematic if there were 2 people in a cup and they're both the same gender that weren't mine.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's good. Me neither.
SJR101696 says, "So I spent New Year's Eve at my girlfriend's place. For a little bit of background, her entire family mostly speak Spanish. I, on the other hand, speak next to no Spanish.
Me mucha leche.
Much milk. At midnight, everyone starts hugging each other, and one of her uncles comes over to me and speaks in very broken, slurred English that he doesn't know me, and I don't know him. But that's gonna change.
Oh, that's cute.
That he can see that I make my girlfriend happy, and that makes him happy. That he respects me a lot for spending 8 hours with people when I don't understand anything they're saying. That I'm now a part of his family."
Oh.
Probably not the type of comment you were all looking for, but it was incredibly touching to me. He touched you in the good way. He touched you in your heart.
Yep.
And also your body. Mostly in your heart. And you touched his heart. And when he saw how well you treated his niece.
It's been a while since I touched you. No, I touched you yesterday.
Yeah, you touched me. J.P. Levine says,
IP.
which, by the way, first of all, this is a very cool guy.
You know this guy?
Or lady. No, just the J.P. Levine. Very strong. Very strong name, J.P. Levine. Oh, Lord. Bride-to-be blowing a male spicy dancer while everyone in her party was cheering her on.
No!
Oh. including her future mother-in-law.
What the
Oh! I can't even say that next part. Did you read that? You can here, put it up there. Let him read it. Let him read it. Loud cheers when he
Exploded.
did the
When he exploded
Auga.
in her orifice.
It's the future mother-in-law cheering it on that really made it super. Like, what the what's going on here?
That wasn't even a story. That was just biography.
Yeah, you didn't tell us the story. You just gave us the climax of the story.
You know that meme that's like, that wasn't a meme. That's just porn.
User they say, I drove for Lyft and Uber last night, but for the sake of this event, we'll call it my own little personal party. My 99-cent store decorations totaling $3 help support that claim. So this is not a party, it just took place in an Uber. After 3 years of driving for these companies, and primarily on Friday and Saturday nights, I've never had someone throw up in my car until last night.
Yay, we love a good
Hey.
one. Yay.
I've been there. That was I was thinking of that when I was like, you can't let red solo cup girl just leave the house. This guy I had a person in my car that was definitely just shuffled in there by her friends and was like, take her home. I was like, y'all are bad friends. And then she almost made it all the way. And then like last street, she yacked in my car.
Recently?
Yeah. No, this was years and years and years ago.
I had that happen with a friend once.
And I had to, I was driving Uber, so I had to, and so I don't know. I helped her get to the front door of her apartment complex, and I was like, "You can get into your place, right?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then the Uber gave me money to get my car,
Yeah.
but I was broke, so I pocketed that money and I cleaned it myself.
One time there was a girl that yacked in my aunt's car after like going to like, we like went to Carowinds all day, like an amusement park.
Mm.
And then she was dehydrated. And
Oh.
I always thought she was like really cute, but after that, she made it outside. But I just,
As long as she made it outside, that's the good part.
my aunt would have probably unalived her if it didn't. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, and good. The solo cup girl was getting in a cab with her friends. Nice. I like that. Okay, we're good. Everything's fine. I pulled up to a house in northern Los Angeles around 11 p.m. where a woman holding a booster seat was standing. She opened my door, started strapping it in, and said that she's helping the mom out. So now I know I'm driving a mother with a toddler. Cool. A couple minutes later, a man comes out and plops down in the back seat as his wife stumbles through bushes holding the hands of their 3-year-old daughter. The woman gets in the car, pulls her toddler up into the seat, and tells me, please go. I start driving this mid-30s, well-to-do Asian couple towards their 20-minute-away destination, and it takes only a few minutes before the silence is broken by the wife telling the husband that she is going to effing unalive him. He responds by telling the toddler that mommy said funky, prompting the toddler to repeat the word funky and then ask, am I funky, Daddy? They did not respond. The mom then repeats herself, threatening her husband. He tells her that he can't pass away because he has to take care of the kids in the morning and that it's not his fault that you had 12 shots.
Oh.
That's maybe a couple too many.
Couple too many? I think a half a dozen too many.
You could be right there, Riley.
Half a dozen and a few too many.
So she mumbled some words that ended in throw up. I interrupt the mumbling by telling them that in front of her are vomit bags. The mom thanks me. The toddler tells her parents that she's scared of me. And the dad asks if he can give me a stock tip for dealing with his wife. I say sure, as his wife cries out, please don't. He ignores her and begins by priming me for his tips by giving me a rundown of why I should invest. The toddler asks, am I funky? To which no one responds. He then attempts
What is happening?
We're getting there.
Get me out!
Uber party. We're in the Uber party. There's a baby. There's a 3-year-old at the Uber party. He then attempts to sell me on the department store world and how it's a hot market right now.
The what?
Okay, so now this guy is trying to get you to invest in department stores. Maybe the worst investment you could ever make right now.
Time out. Lowe's and Home Depot are good investments.
Are those department stores?
I think so.
They're hardware stores.
Oh, shoot. You're right. Yeah, good point.
Department stores are like Macy's.
Oh, sell. No.
Kohl's.
Yeah, you know,
Kohl's. I
department
love
stores
Kohl's.
are the businesses that are all closing all over the place.
Kohl's Cash. I got that.
My mom loves Kohl's.
Dude, they...
Here comes the legally distinct from money. It's not really money, but we call it money.
Currency.
Money.
It is backed by clothing.
I use the Kohl's standard.
Get out. Stop. We can't.
No, we've been off the
Stop.
gold standard since the 70s. We're on the Kohl's standard in this country. All right?
Read this horrible story.
The wife is gagging into the bag while blindly slapping her husband. He pins her hand to his lap as he gets to the 1970s of why department stores are a great market. The toddler asks, "Am I funky, Mommy?" The mom ignores her, instead choosing to finally produce barf, prompting the husband to speak louder to cover the splashes. In between the gags, she's telling him that he either has to stop talking or just unalive her right now. He does neither, as the toddler hums to herself.
Am I funky?
We finally get home, and the husband jumps out, unstrapping the toddler and booster seat as his wife climbs out and lays in her garden. The husband shuts my door, but I roll down my window to hear, "I want to pass away here. I think our driver's going to buy my stock, and I am funky."
Bro, he was selling you on his own department store stock? I just got $20 out of my Uber driver.
Out of everything that happened in this story, the craziest thing is the husband trying to sell you department store stock that he owns.
Dude, that made me want to tear my hair out.
No wonder his wife's drinking 12 shots. All their money's coming from department stores. Which means they don't have any.
I love pissing my parents off and asking why Goodies keeps closing down in North Carolina. Because they've explained it to me like 18 different times, and I still don't get it.
Why are they closing down?
I don't know. I still don't understand it. I'm like, why is there one here but not there?
Can you call your mom right now and ask that on the stream?
She would be so pissed at
Can
me.
you do that?
Oh, God.
Yes. Say it's from me. I want to know.
Okay.
It's from me. I want to know, and you don't know, so I need to know.
Hey, it's Pat.
She's too busy.
Wait,
It's probably
wait.
explaining it to someone else right now.
Wait, I can call the house phone. Hey, Mom. Hey, you're on the live stream.
What's up?
Can you explain to me why Goodies keeps closing down?
Like the stores?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What? You
Like poor
told me.
business model?
Wait a minute.
You told me you knew why Goodies keeps closing, like, because they used to have one in our town, and then they closed it, and then they opened it up, and then they closed it again. Why is that?
Gosh, that was so long ago. I forgot.
No, I want to know.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Like, how long ago was that? That was like
4 years
15
ago.
yego. No way.
They
Come
opened it
on.
up again. I used to go with Grandmommy.
I thought this was something that happened like a week ago.
It happened so long ago. But like the one in our town like always sucked and it never had anything in it.
Oh.
There was never good stuff in there.
Mm.
And they didn't have good customer service. So I mean really it is like poor business model, but
There you go.
and then something happened with like their distribution on the East Coast, I think. But like I said, I have slept since then.
Okay, well, everyone says hi, and thank you for updating me. I will never know the answer to this.
You're welcome, but I was just talking to your dad about that TV show that you wanted to watch with me this weekend and explaining to him why we couldn't.
Oh, DTF. I suggested to Angie
Oh.
and my mom that we would watch DTF St. Louis on Max, and Mom didn't want to watch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I need to watch that hometown representation.
We only want to watch that with my kids.
Yeah, she doesn't want to watch
What?
DTF with
I
her
watched
kids.
Gone Girl with my mom and grandma.
That's a
That
great
was
movie.
uncomfortable a little bit at some
What
point.
was it?
Gone Girl.
Oh, wow. That one was a lot.
Yeah, that was a lot.
The part where she, like, stored the man
A lot of-
juice.
A lot
Anyways,
of things happened.
I love you. I miss you, and everyone says hi.
So now we all
All right, I
know
love
why
you too,
Goody's
bud.
closed.
Bye.
There's
And hey,
East
okay,
Coast
bye.
supply chain disruptions. Doctor Who to You says the spicy dancer was pregnant.
Oh, no.
Not, she's got a little baby bump pregnant. She was flat out, oh my God, I hope she doesn't deliver the baby during this dance.
Oh,
Pregnant.
whoa.
There were a few guys that were really into it too, which is, OP says whatever, but I'm going to say weird. And I don't care who comes at me for that.
Well,
That's strange. Everyone has their own spicy proclivities.
Huh.
Yes, they do. I was second choice for the best man, which I didn't mind. Less work for me. So I wandered over to the actual best man, who I was friends with, and struck up a conversation. I said, hey, this brewski is great, and you did a great job with the food and liquor, too. He said, thanks, man. I go, so did you notice the spicy dancer's like 11 months pregnant? Oh my God, this is about John's mom. Oh my God. Oh my God. He goes, shut up. Turns out he was trying to cut some expenses and found a friend that knew a friend that knew a friend that knew of this girl that stripped really cheap. After she was done dancing, including the one-on-one dance with the groom, she started propositioning guys. Her and some of the guys would disappear randomly. I don't know exactly what happened, and I never asked because I really didn't want to know.
Here's my thing. Does that mean that kid had a new dad every time, like, that happened? Because you stay with one dad, and then if you're pregnant and you have spicy sleep, you get a different dad for the kid.
I don't know.
And then a different dad.
I can't even think of anything except the baby in there while she's dancing, being like, whoa.
Wobbling around.
I wonder if the baby's trying to hit a spin.
Mm.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it takes a village. It takes a village. That's why she was simply asking all these guys when they were available to babysit.
All right, let's keep going.
Bite me, 8907 says. This was about 10 years ago. I was working at a spicy club when a bachelor group of about 10 came in, including the groom's best friend since high school, aka the best man. So they're doing the typical bachelor party at a spicy club thing, but are very polite and decent dudes.
Oh, it's like a gentleman's club.
Yeah, so this is for the gentlemen. Mostly just drinking and enjoying the risque atmosphere and catching up. Spicy Club was near the airport. Pretty sure most of them had flown into town from around the country. All of them were telling us how the bride had implicitly stated no spicy clubs when talking to the best man.
Great, we're at a gentleman's.
Yeah, that's where we're not there. We're all gentlemen here. Hey, lady, we're all gentlemen around these parts, huh? The groom and his best man were telling a story to me and another girl hanging out with the group about how they did a talent show in high school together. Had this whole dance routine choreographed to It Takes Two by Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. They were so excited to relive it. Obvious that they hadn't been able to tell this tale to fresh ears in a while. Their faces were all lit up like kids on Christmas, and they kept jumping up and showing us parts of the dance, explaining how it was awesome because they both remembered the whole routine after all this time.
Oh.
And they even ended with them both doing a jazz split at the same time.
What the heck is a jazz split?
So eventually they get the idea that they want to perform it on the main stage together. They excitedly ask us if we thought they could get up there and do it. Now, I thought it would be wild to see, so I go ask the manager, who promptly says no. Insurance and liability issues. Fair enough. I give the news to the dudes who have been talking with the rest of their group, and now everyone is very on board with this performance revival. So when they hear the bad news, they start offering cash. As we all know, money talks.
It does.
No, it doesn't. You have schizophrenia. And it was particularly slow that evening. Not many patrons to bear witness. So I go back to the manager and explain they are willing to pay. Fine, she says. $200 to rent the stage for one song, and they have to tip the DJ to play it.
Oh my gosh.
$200 is pretty steep for a 5-minute song. But
whenever you have other people dancing that gets ones, makes sense.
It clearly takes $200 to make the thing go right. It takes $200 to get them out of sight.
Oh, I thought you meant like up and right.
Riley!
Sorry, are you up and left? I'm more of an up and left kind of guy.
I'm giving you estrogen.
Oh my gosh.
The booze and the dudes reminiscing means those guys were happy to pay. Now, this is midsummer, and all the dudes are in cargo shorts and those jammy Bahama leather sandals. The club didn't really have a dress code aside from no hats. So these two guys get all ready to take the stage, and the DJ puts the song on, and these two obliterated it. We all sat together watching in complete genuine delight. I was laughing and clapping and cheering them on. We all were. It was just like they had so exuberantly relived. You could tell they were just having the time of their lives up there.
Aw.
And with the final moments of the song came that jazz split.
Let's go.
The jazz split that only the groom decided to go ahead with. I'm assuming the best man, and they were all in their mid-30s, had second thoughts on his body's ability to not wrench itself in pain. We all watched in awe that immediately turned to horror as the groom's face bounced off the stage like a basketball. Oh no, he did the jazz split and he headbutted the ground. Boom!
Dude, that's tough.
My hands clapped over my mouth, and everyone just froze for a second in disbelief. Then we all rushed the stage. The dude slipped on his sandal on the come down and knocked out his 2 front teeth.
You can find a guy that can fix that pretty quick. I know of that.
Dude, you know how much force he slammed his teeth into the ground to just...
This is top 3 fears that I have. I don't even want to think about that. I've hit my face on the ground before. That is the worst thing ever.
Imagine the sound.
We've got people living in your walls and getting your teeth knocked out.
And black mold, don't forget that.
Oh, Oh, right.
Oh, black mold.
and people in the back seat of your car.
Can't have that many.
I said top 15 when I said those.
Did you see that article? Did you see that about like somebody called a Waymo and there was a random guy in the trunk?
Don't even say that. That's another reason never to get one. Anyways, go on. Oh my gosh. They left me in here.
No, you know what he said? He was like, I don't know. There's somebody opened up the trunk. I just got in. I don't think he could get out. He had to be rushed to the ER. He was getting married the next day. I still wonder to this day whatever happened to him and his group, and if they were able to explain themselves out of that one. Still, what a performance.
And in
that is-
celebration, Sophia's going to do a jazz split for us. Is that it?
Yeah, that is it.
Wow,
That's it.
we
That's
did it,
all. We did
Sophia!
it. It's over. It's over.
Amaze.
Yikes, that was terrifying. I did not like most of these stories, but some of them were hilarious.
I'm doing research.
On that,
What you sent something to me.
I exposed Dakota's grandma. But guys, that's the end of that story. If you love us, make sure to subscribe. Do it right now if you're not. Most of you aren't. 60% of you aren't. Do it.
Frickin' we love you and
See you tomorrow.
Hey, don't leave. Where are you going? We have more bonus episodes for you to listen to. We think you're gonna like them, so stick around. Please.
My ex-wife opened credit cards in my name. She said I'd never see my son again if I called the police.
And
that's when you
call the police.
This is a sad situation, but after my divorce, I ended up moving about 30 miles away where I bought a house and got a job transfer. The divorce was finalized about 4 years ago. She got primary custody as she lives in the school district, though I got most weekends and holidays. By the way, this comes from Credit Throwaway too, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/Okie Storytime subreddit. So, we've been fairly cordial about it, and it's been working for a while. Eventually, I'd like to get to a 50-50 as she'll be moving to a different school district once he hits high school shortly, and I just move into that district. My problem is that my ex has opened up a couple of credit cards in my name. That's a big stinking problem.
Yeah. I wonder what the people in charge of dictating custody would have to say about that.
I had no idea this was happening until I received a letter from a collection agency. It was pretty obvious she was the one who opened the accounts, as the addresses on the accounts are hers, and it looks like the statements are mainly from where she shops. When I dropped our son off on Monday, I told her I found the accounts and I'd have to go to the police unless she paid them off completely right away. She denied it at first, then said if I went to the police, she'd disallow visitation for safety reasons. Unfortunately, she'd be able to do this and has done so in the past, requiring me to go back to court with my lawyer to force her to follow the parenting agreement. That's how I gained all holidays shortly after the divorce, basically as a punishment for failing to comply with the parenting order, but still allowing her to be the custodial parent. So potentially, if you went back to court, you'd probably get more custody.
Yeah.
If she did this.
If anything, I would let her dig her own sort of grave here. Like, also get all of this on record. Record this.
I don't want my son to have to go through this, but I am certainly not taking the hit to my credit for what she's doing. I'm probably going to make the report, but is there anything else I'd be missing here? Top comment says, commenter 1 says, copying this for every identity theft situation I see on here, since it seems to happen a lot, where you know who the person is who stole your identity. This is all information you can find in the subs and other. 1. Call the police. You're the victim of identity theft, plain and simple. It doesn't matter who did it or what your relationship is to them. They broke the law. Now they have to face the consequences of their actions. 2. Freeze your credit. You want to make sure it doesn't happen again. Take the proactive route of freezing your credit. 3. Monitor and track your credit. You need to be alerted if anyone tries opening a line of credit in your name. This gives you a way to do it and it shows your credit score. 4. Warn anyone else who might be a victim. 5. Take the police report to the credit bureaus. And they continue.
For a long time.
Blah, 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 blah. Commenter 2, turn her in and use that to get full custody. Family courts tend to frown upon crime. It would also be good to try to get her threats of parental alienation on video, talk to your lawyer, and start gathering evidence.
Hey, guess who else said that? That's what I said.
Yeah.
And so do that.
Commenter 4 says, dude, stop being a doormat and turn her in. She won't have a leg to stand on if she's in jail. I don't know why you think she has any bargaining power here when she will get in trouble for identity theft and not following the custody agreement by extorting you not to turn her in, lol. And there is an update.
Update? Jail.
I hope
Straight to
I hope
jail.
it's that she went to jail for freaking blackmailing him.
Yeah, or at the very least, like, actually paid that money. At the very least.
Yeah, those are the only options
but
here.
I hope it's jail so that you can get full custody of your kids because clearly the court gave them to the wrong person.
Yeah, I'm like, why would they ever give it to this lady?
Oh,
She's
why would the
crazy.
court ever? I'm not even going to open that.
Well, we know why, but why?
Why are the courts so bad at figuring out who's good?
Update. There's some good and some bad, unfortunately. Since this started several months ago, she has been horrible. I went to the police regarding the credit card accounts. Getting the report was painless, and they said it happens a lot. Both of the credit cards have dropped off my credit report. My credit is back to normal, and I've set up a credit monitor and to make sure it doesn't happen again. It doesn't look like she's going to be prosecuted for opening the cards in my name. I was told when I made the report it would be up to the credit card companies to cooperate with the prosecutors if they wanted to go through with fraud charges. What? Apparently they don't cooperate most of the time, but I can still ask the county to prosecute on behalf of myself, which I did.
That's the most insane thing I've heard all day.
I mean, they probably don't want they probably don't want to admit that this happened under their watch or maybe something like that.
I have no idea, but
I have no clue. In November, I got a formal letter saying they wouldn't be prosecuting my case.
John, you've been dancing a lot.
I'm going to give you a live demonstration and you're going to see it too.
Show me those hips. Oh, damn. That is a good move. But you know what is also an amazing move?
What is that, Sam?
Becoming an OK Storytime member.
Yeah, that's freaking right. We have 60 plus hours of exclusive live streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
It's only $5 a month, so go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Well, let's get back to the story.
I asked a criminal defense lawyer I know about it, and he said the county maybe goes forward with 10% of criminal cases where people get arrested. It's nearly zero where there is no probable cause for an arrest. He said his job is basically just working out deals for clearly guilty people.
okay, so really quick. Unfortunately, it's like in the age of the internet sometimes, it's like if this credit bureau, whatever your creditor is, now you have to start blasting them on social media. You have to create a negative steamroll, a negative snowball somehow, and that's going to be the only thing that gets them to take action. You go, hey, everybody, don't go using X bank
Yeah, they won't
because
protect your money.
you can get defrauded and they won't do anything about it. That's all you can do now.
He said his job is basically just working out deals for clearly guilty people. He also said to let it go at this point. So I've come to terms with the fact that she's not going to have criminal charges and probably not even a lawsuit. She also did exactly what she said she would do and stopped letting me see our son. I've documented every single instance, about 30 total, since September that she's failed to follow our court-ordered custody agreement. I finally got her served at work. That's another thing I don't like about family courts. And she claimed I was abusive and manipulative. I had the police report for the credit cards and basically said the visitation violation started the week after I made the report. The judge basically gave her a final chance to follow the order before he would grant an alteration and she'd possibly face criminal charges.
What?
How many chances does she get? She's already done this before.
Who is this judge?
She's literally already taken his son away from him before. How?
This absolutely just. Yeah, okay, so she stole his identity. She racked up a bunch of debt in his name illegally. And
now
then
she won't
she
let him see his son.
extorted their child and used it as a bargaining chip to get what she wanted. So we'll give you one more chance.
One more chance. But we're going to give you one more chance to listen to more full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search up OK Storytime. And there's a teeny bit left. So we're going to jump right into it.
Let's go.
The first child exchange after the hearing a couple of weeks ago, she said she needs more child support and alimony, asking for an extra $1,500 per month. And I would be like, oh, you actually already took that.
Yeah, I'd be like, why don't
actually
you
already have that.
Why don't you go ahead and open another credit card in my name and rack that one up because
already-
you didn't have any consequences for that. And yeah.
I actually already gave that to you when you stole my credit card.
I guess you're allowed to get away with identity
Literally
theft.
anything.
So Dwight Schrute was wrong. Identity theft is a joke.
It's a joke.
And apparently it doesn't get prosecuted wherever OP is.
I told her absolutely not. Last week I went to pick him up. She never showed up and I got a documentation number from the police. Next day, new account detected email. I got the account canceled before the card was even sent. To her address. Froze my credit, made another report, waiting waiting for the will not prosecute letter. She's failed to show up with him ever since. Got her served at work, and our new hearing is in a week and a half. If she gets another freaking chance, I'm gonna riot. I'm gonna go out in the streets and riot.
We ride at dawn.
I know eventually things are going to work out, but she's really testing my nerves. Commenter 1 says this is exactly why CC fraud is so rampant. Nothing is ever done about it. Commenter 2 says get her threats in writing, then report her anyway. If she tries to F with your custody, submit her messages as evidence. And commenter 3, persistence will pay off in the long run. If she is like this with you, there is no telling how she will start treating your child when they get to their less agreeable stages of life. Hang in there. Commenter 4, dang, she's not very bright. This is all going to end up biting her in the butt, and I pray it does. I think it's going to end up working out in your favor eventually. OP, so what did she learn by not getting any consequences? She learned she can get away with it and figured it's okay to attempt to steal from you and F up your credit yet again. I think that judge is going to be pretty pissed off at her for not following custody agreements whatsoever again. Don't know if the prosecutors will do anything about the credit card yet again, as it sounds like she didn't even get to max it out this time. It's insane to me she opened yet another credit card. She's got some balls. And that is the end of that story. I really hope that it works out for you and that she gets some sort of repercussions for this attitude.
I wonder if there's an update. I bet there's not, because that's a pretty fresh story.
Yeah,
I think.
Unfortunately, it does not seem as though there is one. I'm just hoping it works out for OP.
My ex-boyfriend's wife isolated him from his family and friends. I need to help him.
Only if it's not at the detriment of yourself.
Let's get some more info here. A little background. Sorry, there's lots of text and names. I'll try to keep this as clear as possible. My ex-boyfriend Bill and I were together for 10 years from the ages of 15 to 25. We lived together for the last 5 years of the relationship. By the way, this comes from user T-Rex. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. We broke up very amicably with zero hard feelings. We just realized that we had both grown up into two very different people that we were at 15. Shocker. I'm still friendly with his mother and his brother, Fred, through Facebook. Bill is also friends with my family members, and we have lots of mutual friends. After we broke up, we remained friends, and a couple of years later, I met my wonderful husband, 38, male, and I now have a gorgeous little girl who is 4 years old. Bill also met his current wife, Fiona, around the same time I met my husband. We've both met each other's spouses and have gotten along well. Over time, Bill and I grew even further apart and only exchanged niceties over Facebook once in a while. Again, no hard feelings. It's all just part of growing up. The problem started when I fell pregnant with my daughter. I always love that, fell pregnant. Bill and Fiona have had trouble conceiving, and while I sympathize with the struggle they're having, it has started affecting their relationships with our mutual friends. Fiona started getting a little unhinged, for lack of a better term, when she found out I was pregnant and told Bill he couldn't contact me anymore. I didn't really care. I understand it must be hard for her, so I didn't say anything at all, as it's none of my business. After that, she started defriending and blocking all of our mutual friends who were pregnant or had kids. This hurt my best friend Anne's feelings, as she was also Bill's best friend. Anne moved across the country, and Fiona told Bill that he couldn't see Anne when she came to visit, which hurt Anne even more. I got pissed at Bill, and even though I wanted to stay out of it, I had to tell him how much he hurt Anne. He told me that he would make an extra effort next time she visited, but he never did. Now Fiona and Bill have moved halfway around the world to Australia. She's cut off all contact with his family.
She literally ran away to Australia.
Yeah, she's like, we're running to Australia.
No one will find us. No one will find us, and none of their babies will be able to assault my eyeballs.
Bill's older brother, Fred, had a baby recently, and Fiona instantly defriended Fred and his wife, as well as Bill and Fred's mother. She refuses to let Bill spend time with his family over the holidays and wouldn't let him stay with his family when he came back to visit without her. I have largely stayed out of this whole situation because I do not want to get involved with the crazy. But recently, Fiona has started emailing me. She got my email somehow from Bill's account and has told me that I should stop talking to all our mutual friends so she can add them back on Facebook. What the ever-loving frickety-doo-dah does that mean? She's also telling me very personal details about their relationship and asking my advice, which is just crazy. She wants me to write up a statement that says that my ex has autism, he doesn't, so she can give it to his doctor. I haven't responded to any of her emails, and I don't know what to do. Dude, that sounds like a crazy control thing. Crazy control thing. It's like you're trying to get your husband a formal autism diagnosis, and I don't feel like you're doing it because you're like, I want my husband to fully understand himself. You're like, I want my husband to feel like I have or need to be more in control of him than I already am.
No, this is all very, very bad. And also, I think you should block her.
Yes.
I don't think you should just ignore her stuff. Don't give her anything to work with.
I haven't responded to any of her emails, and I don't know what to do. I've had zero contact with Bill over the last 2 years since I talked to him about Anne, and I'm getting all this information from our mutual friends. This woman is obviously disturbed, and as much as I want to stay out of it, she's hurting people I care about, and I think might be emotionally abusing my ex, who may be a pushover, but is a genuinely nice guy. What can I do to help him, Reddit? I'm 100% sure she's reading his emails and Facebook, so I can't message him privately. Also, he lives in another country, so I can't try to meet up with him. There's definitely something wrong with her, and I want to try to help her out too.
I think you're taking on the little hero complex a little bit here.
Yeah.
Honestly, because you are not that close, and you're also not physically close, there's not really anything that you can do.
Yeah.
Maybe you could reach out to his family. But unfortunately,
they probably already know that.
Yeah, there really isn't that much you can do.
Yeah.
And it's nice that you care.
It is.
But like.
It is.
Yeah.
You're concerned with the wrong bucket. You need to be concerned with your bucket, not Bill's bucket with his horrible wife. Just, Comments. Number 1, I would forward all the messages first to his family asking if they know what's going on. Next, I would forward them to Bill's email saying, you got these messages and are really worried. Even if she can see them, she knows that she can't get to him through you. Unfortunately, what you can do is limited. They're in a different country. You don't have any means of communication. You could call the police in that country, but I don't know if they'll be able to do anything. Ultimately, he's an adult. So unless there's proof that she's abusing him or holding him against his will, there's not much you or his family and friends can do. Comment 2, maybe reach out with your concerns to Fred since you stayed friendly with him. I'm sure he has similar reservations about Fiona, and maybe you validating them will help him support Bill as he deals with his wife's issues and or abuse. I don't know what else you can do since they live far away and you don't have any contact with Bill. OP replied, I talked to Fred recently to congratulate him about the baby. I casually asked about how Bill was doing, and that's when I learned about how he's not allowed to stay with his folks when he visits. Fred is rightfully pissed off and wants nothing to do with Fiona or Bill. I'll forward the emails to him anyway, so at least the family has a record of it. And here's the update. And I think right there, Fred illuminated he doesn't want anything to do with Bill because at some point it's like, you have to grow a spine. What do you want me to do? You want me to get in there and weld it together? So
no, it's really hard because when people are in situations like this where there is like abuse, even if it's just like emotional, it's really hard to get out of those situations, but only you can get yourself out of it because it is mental and because you have kind of been manipulated and stuff. And you're just not going to listen to anything else that other people have to say until you make that decision.
Update. Hello. Even though my original post didn't get a lot of attention, there were some good responses, and I thought I would update everyone as a lot has happened in the last couple of weeks. So I forwarded her messages to my ex's brother, Fred. He called me immediately and said that he would try to get a hold of his brother as soon as possible. I forgot to say in my earlier post, but Bill works as an independent consultant / contractor in IT, so it was hard getting a hold of him in his workplace.
John, we're going to get back to the story, but you're old.
You're as old as me now, pal.
I might be as old as you, but I feel like you have oodles more wisdom.
I've got some wisdom in this old noggin.
You got a piece of wisdom for me right now?
Always respect your elders.
And I think the other piece of wisdom that I've learned from John is join OK Storytime memberships.
Yeah, that's freaking right. We have 60 plus hours of exclusive live streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
And it's only $5 a month, so go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Get it now while I'm still alive.
And now back to the story.
That doesn't sound right. Every IT guy I know uses Discord. Frank received a few responses from Bill, just short emails saying he was okay, but Fred really wasn't buying it. Thankfully, I hadn't received any more messages from Fiona. I didn't reply to any of her emails, so I guess she gave up. I didn't think there was much more that anyone could do, so I just got on with looking after my own family. My husband, Dan, knew that I was worried about my ex, and as a testament to what a great guy he is, he set about trying to contact him as they both work in the same field of IT. I know, apparently I have a specialized type. Dan is close to his boss and told him about the situation. Dan's boss contacted Bill through LinkedIn to set up a Skype consult. Dan's reasoning is that if Fiona is monitoring Bill's email and social media, then this will fly under her radar as she doesn't know Dan's boss and his connection to us. My husband is a sneaky, clever, cheeky little guy. They scheduled the call a day later, and my husband hopped onto the call as well. He didn't tell me exactly what he said, but the gist of it was that Dan and his boss told Bill that we were all worried about him and that if he needed help, to just let us know. Bill broke down and started crying. He felt so hopeless and thought that no one cared about him.
Wait, okay,
Hey.
OP. You know what? I take it back. You freaking did the right thing, and like, what a kind, loving person you are. Because I was like, there's really not much you can do, but like, you were the only one out there was like, no, I have to do something.
I mean, there's not much you can do other than express it.
Yeah, which you did.
Once you've said it, that's really as far as it goes. And it seems like that's all you needed, perfectly enough, for him to be like, oh my God, you're right. My life sucks.
But like, well, I think just the fact that OP went the extra mile of like setting up this, like talking to Fred, setting up this thing, getting the husband involved, like you're a good person.
Turns out she was reading all his emails and deleted all the ones from his family, as well as controlling all the finances. She was also physically smacking him and was too embarrassed to tell anyone. She's just shy of 5 feet and he's 6'4". Dan and his boss told him to pack his bags and head to the airport, and they bought him a one-way ticket back home. Bill arrived home a week ago or so, and he's doing well. He's staying with his mother and father, and Fred has been helping him get back on his feet and handle the legal stuff. Needless to say, they are extremely grateful to my husband and his boss, and have paid back the cost of the ticket, as well as buying Dan and his boss several bottles of very expensive bourbon, which they insisted on. We were happy to cover the ticket, but weren't going to argue with them. Dan and I told them that now that he's home, we were going to take a step back. His family is looking after him now, and they don't need our help anymore. We'll still keep in touch, though, and I think we'll always be close to Bill and his family from now on. Fred did tell me that the horrendous ex-wife doesn't want to come back home, so we don't have to worry about her turning up on our doorstep. And by the way, I will always be worried that you're not turning up on our doorstep, and that doorstep being the full episodes with stories like this one on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and wherever you get your podcasts. Just search OK Storytime, and you'll have 47 days worth of content. Now, we do have a little bit left. I mean, do we have any finishing remarks here?
Finishing remark, I just think I think looking at this story originally, it seemed like you could tell the family, and that was kind of it. But OP, I think, went the extra mile to help someone that she cared about, and I think that really is wonderful.
They're lucky they had that connection.
Yeah.
It's funny how stuff works out like that sometimes, you know? It's like these obscure connects. It's like, oh, my husband's in IT, and he's in IT. And it really is a sweetie. You had what's the word? You in no way were responsible for helping this guy whatsoever, but you did. So
you did anyway, and that's
little
amazing.
Angel baby move.
Yeah. You are the angel in this story.
Yes. And now let's finish this story. I don't know how Fiona reacted. She hasn't sent me any emails, so I don't think she knows I was involved or what's going to happen legally, because I don't want to be so involved anymore. It's time we focused on our family for a bit because I'm pregnant.
Woo!
Yeah. Couldn't have picked a better man to breed with. Also, Dan's boss let Dan bill the hours of Bill's rescue as personal development because there are still decent people in this world.
Wow.
Hey, the boss is cool.
He billed the hours that they were helping this guy?
Yeah, the boss was like, hey.
This is like, I liked when you did that.
I approve.
That was pretty stellar work.
Helping
it shows
out,
you're a team player and you care about the underdog.
I mean, technically, the other guy was in
IT.
Yeah,
he did work for
They were
the
both
company.
in IT.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we have some comments here. Actually, we have one comment to finish it off. I am enormously impressed at how this was handled. That takes some serious maturity on everyone's part, especially your husband. What an absolutely fantastic man. Hey, and that is the end of that story.
Lovely. I love this story.
I think it was a fantastic story.
I agree. My ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend wants to learn the truth about our breakup, so I told her.
You can handle the truth.
My ex and I started dating my freshman year, and we were together for 3 years. Wowee. He was a complete jerk and borderline abusive pretty much the entire time. The final straw was when I found out he had been physically and emotionally cheating on me with one of my casual friends for months. By By the way, this comes from Jellyfish33333. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime subreddit. So when I confronted him about it, he tried to lie and squirm his way out of it. And when I eventually dragged the truth out of him, he ended up blaming me for a variety of reasons. He was one of those people who's very charming and manipulative and can't fathom himself doing anything wrong. The worst part is that I was still buying his BS at this point, and I even broke up with him reluctantly, telling him I loved him and tried to spare his feelings. This was almost a year ago. After the breakup, he moved a couple towns over for work, and I went completely no contact. As time passed, I finally came to my senses. I realized I only loved him because of the reality he was gaslighting onto me, and all those little times he hurt me that I just let slide seemed much more malicious. My friends told me that some of the things he was telling me towards the end, the truth, were lies as well. It was so much worse than I had been led to believe. I didn't see how contacting him would help anything, so I just kept my feelings bottled up. I grew bitter and resentful of him and very angry that I had spent so much of my college life with this jerk. So flash forward to 4th of July weekend, I was out with some of my friends and we were drinking and having a great time. At one point, my friend poked me with a concerned look on her face, and as I turned around, I see my ex with his arm around a girl, confidently heading towards me.
It's like the theme from Jaws starts to play.
I was kind of in shock, and I backed away as he went for a hug. He seemed flustered, but introduced the girl he was with and asked how I'd been doing. I'm usually calm and collected, but I was wasted and completely lost my cool. I called him an effing a-hole and asked how he had the audacity to walk right up to me after what he did to me. They both stood there and just stared at me. Thankfully, my friends grabbed me and led me out of the bar before I said/did something worse. They took me home, calmed me down, and one of my friends stayed the night with me to make sure I was all right. That's a nice friend. I wish I handled the situation better. While we were together, he told me about how all his exes ended up being crazy. Sure, it had nothing to do with him being an insufferable a-hole, and it was pretty likely that I was added to that list, especially after the incident. As far as he was concerned, we had ended it on good terms.
Isn't it funny how that works when like the people who were just the worst?
The people who mistreat you and they're like, oh no, we're chill.
Yeah. Why aren't we hanging out anymore? Hey, what's going on? I never see you anymore. Oh, it's because we broke up, you freaking idiot.
Yesterday, I got a Facebook message from the girl he was with. She said she was his girlfriend and that they met during a Thanksgiving party and have been dating since. She told me he had mentioned me, that I was his longest relationship, that I was really chill, and that our breakup was civil and mutual because he was leaving town and we didn't want to go long distance. She said she questioned everything he told her after seeing how upset I was. She seemed genuine and actually really nice. I haven't replied yet because I honestly don't know what to say. My first instinct was to tell her to talk to him about it, but I know he's already lying to her. Our breakup was civil, but only because I was a spineless jellyfish and didn't stand up for myself. I had no idea he was moving until a couple of weeks after the breakup.
Oh, okay, but wait, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have interrupted there, but that makes, now I understand why he's like, I thought we were cool.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm sure he also was a complete piece of work, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it probably was like, he was like, oh, like, we gotta break up. And it was probably nice during the breakup or something along those lines, but still it doesn't excuse all of the stuff that probably happened during the relationship.
No, of course not. I think it was more he's being informed off of OP's reaction.
Yes.
OP said I didn't really do, I didn't let him have it or anything. I was amicable. So why wouldn't he think it was okay?
Because he doesn't use his brain. And if she probes him about it, he'll probably lie more to cover it up. Honestly, leaving him was the best thing that ever happened to me. Like I said, he was very charming and manipulative, and a lot of people couldn't believe that he'd be so horrible to someone, including myself. I was so blinded and convinced that I was worthless and should be grateful this perfect human wanted to be with me. Then again, she has no reason to believe me. Maybe he's changed and is treating her better than he treated me. I'd be potentially ruining a good relationship for no reason. So what do you guys think? Do I reply and tell her the truth? Do I reply to her and tell her to talk to him? Or do I just completely ignore the message?
John, we're going to get back to the story, but I got to tell you, I've been loving these pearls that I got in Colombia.
You are a delicious beaded man now.
I do feel more confident at the very least, but I think these pearls pale in the amount of confidence an OK Storytime membership can get you.
That's right. You get 60 plus hours a month of exclusive live stream content. That's advice that'll make you the best version of yourself.
It's only $5 a month, so go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Crack open that oyster and get the blues. But let's get back to the story.
And there are some comments. I mean, honestly, you can, if you want to just ignore it. That's totally within your right. But I think that the fact that she is asking, I feel like means there might be something already happening.
Yeah, that is a good point. It's like, it's one thing to just do it out of the blue, but if you're being directly asked,
Yeah.
that's a different vibe.
Yeah, I think she knows something's up already.
Yeah.
So I think you could tell her the truth.
Yeah, if it does blow up the relationship, it's not like, I don't
it's not
think you
you.
have to put the guilt or the blame
No.
on you for that.
There are some comments. Comment 1 says, I would tell her the truth. Try not to be too emotional about it in the response, but matter-of-factly. You don't owe him anything and don't need to be covering for him. If you don't care and don't want to deal with any drama, just tell her to ask him and then block her. OP says, this is true. I'm inclined to tell her, but I'm just worried that I'll tell her my version of things. She'll bring it up with him and he'll say I'm jealous and lying, which, that again, that's her decision to make, like who she believes. Commenter 2 says, I would want to know, as the new girlfriend, she's asking you to protect herself. Wouldn't you have wanted a warning? OP says, I definitely would have appreciated a heads up, especially since it's still early enough in the relationship that she can leave without much sunken cost. Update. Hi guys, I just wanted to thank everyone for the support and insight on this whole thing. I really appreciate it. Also, I decided to give people names, so I'll call my ex Nate and his new girlfriend Liz. For a crap load of reasons, I decided to reply to Liz's message. I plagiarized from some of the comments on my last post. Love you guys. So I apologized for losing my crap the other day and said that despite what he told her, we broke up because he had lied to me for months about an affair that he had been having. I wished her the best and I was pretty nervous after I sent it, so I logged out of Facebook, turned off the notifications, and went to work. That evening, I got back on and saw that Liz had replied within an hour of it being sent. She thanked me for answering and she'd reached out because she started to have a weird feeling about Nate. After he swore he had no idea what my outburst was about, she also asked me why he talked so fondly of our relationship/breakup, if this was really what happened, and if I knew anything about Sarah.
Oh.
Ooh, who's Sarah?
Who's Sarah?
Sarah was the girl Nate cheated on me with.
That's
who seems to be still around.
That's Sarah.
I still have a lot of anger towards her. I was always super nice to her, and she knew Nate and I had been together for almost 2 years, and that I was embarrassingly in love with him when they started essentially dating. It's kind of irrational and misplaced because I know she doesn't owe me anything, but yeah, apparently Sarah is still very much in the picture. Yikes. Liz says she and Nate have had multiple discussions about the appropriateness of their relationship, but she can't ask about it anymore because he just shuts it down. Ugh. I could just picture him doing his little "a relationship can't exist without trust" spiel. After thinking it over, I said that I couldn't explain why he told her that. I can only speak from my own experience, but I found both Nate and Sarah to be untrustworthy. And I also told her that while I hope for her sake that the relationship is now platonic, and I'm still questioning this decision, that she was the girl Nate cheated on me with. I told her to trust her instincts and apologize for being the bearer of worrying news. But I am the bearer of good news because you guys can listen to full episodes with stories just like this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app. Just search up OK Storytime. Great news. And there's a little bit left to the story, but I think that you did the right thing.
Yes.
I think that you did the right thing.
Correct.
And now Liz is fully informed, and we know that Sarah's still in the picture, and that's no bueno.
Yeah, crazy to me that he's like, the relationship is built on trust. Like, you can trust me to cheat on you with Sarah. I did it last time. I'll do it again.
He's a little liar, he is.
He's a little cheeky.
Little
All right,
cheeky liar. But there's a little bit left. I was thinking of waiting for her to reply so I'd have more for this update, but it's been a couple of days and I don't really know what she'd have to say to me anyway. I'm just super anxious and find myself thinking about her a lot. It's almost like going back in time and telling little 18-year-old OP that Nate would probably make the next few years of my life miserable if I stayed with him. Knowing me, I would have been heartbroken, so I just really hope that Liz is okay. And commenter 1 says, Liz already had her doubts about her and Nate's relationship, or she wouldn't have messaged you in the first place.
Exactly.
You did the right thing without coming across as petty or jealous. Good for you. Hopefully Liz is okay, but you did the right thing.
In commenter 2, you may not ever get closure from Liz about what happened with her and Nate, but rest assured that you've done the right thing by answering honestly and respectfully. If Liz does break up with him, I wouldn't be surprised if Nate blames the whole thing on you being a crazy ex who tries to sabotage his future relationships because you're still in love with him. Have a game plan for if you run into him in public again, especially if he's belligerent or threatens you. You have done nothing wrong here, but being prepared never hurts. Cheers to living life free from cheating, lying, F-whistles. But that is the end of that story.